matter is resolved. Beyond that, that's the basic of what he said.
Okay, CNG, so petrol stations are to have points of sale for the compressed natural gas. The Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petrol Regulatory, that's NMDPR, said yesterday, specifically, the agency's chief, Farouk Ahmed, broke the news to reporters after meeting with high-volume suppliers of petrol-produced products in Abuja. He said the proposal is to align with the president's plan for the CNG to be available at a cheaper rate for Nigerians. He said specifically, we will require that CNG add-on to be put in the points of petrol stations. And the new application will be one of their requirements that you must have a CNG add-on to your petrol station across the nation. As many of you know, many Nigerians are looking forward to this because the president gave a recent directive that every single vehicle that's going to be purchased going forward must be CNG enabled. So we're hoping that
CNG is not cheap again.
It's not cheap.
I ran and converted my generator to CNG.
CNG, okay.
I'm now buying gas for a ridiculous amount. By the time we did it, we were still buying 6.5 for 12-point-something kg. Now, it's over 17,000 to fill a 12-point-something kg.
How long does it take?
In a week, it doesn't burn as
yes,
it doesn't
burn.
In 2 weeks, I've emptied 12-point-something kg, actually.
Compared because it's not very available right now. Maybe that's why it's still expensive. Maybe eventually...
No, the issues that affected gas included dollars because they were paying with foreign currency. So the thing is not welcoming at all.
So the Speaker of the Niger State House of Assembly has said I do not like what this minister is saying. Why is the minister trying to tarnish his image? That he knows what his people want. That they got over 210 girls who were supposed to be married out. He cut down the number to 100. The speaker should, the minister should come, let me quote the Minister for Women Affairs specifically, and this is between the State House of Assembly Speaker, Abdul Malik, Niger State, and the Honorable Speaker of Niger State is saying that he knows what the people want. He knows his people from the north, and he is giving them what they want, which is a mass wedding. These people are already displaced. These girls are orphaned by banditry, and the solution is to provide mass wedding for them. They want to get married. The remaining relatives have asked that this is the way they would like to be supported, that the minister should have come up with a better option instead of just tarnishing his image. That's the point of the conversation. And I'm wondering, that these are our leaders. Am I of the opinion that marrying off orphans is the best solution? No.
We'll talk about it in our hot topic.
You know?
It's one of our hot topics. Yeah. So we'll discuss it a bit later, but let's just review the people.
Okay, so I have the story on JAM releases another 36,540 UTME results. The Joint Admissions Matriculation Board has released additional 36,540 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination results withheld for further investigation. This was in addition to the 531 results released the previous week, bringing the total result released to 1,879,437. It also said that the attention of the board was brought to a fictitious letter concocted by a fraudster and circulated on social media purporting to emanate from the board, stating that the outstanding 2024 UTME result currently being subjected to intense scrutiny by its team of experts had been compromised on account of a cyber security breach, and that it is considering rescheduling the examination. So the board is now saying that that letter that it's not false, is false, and that there's nothing like rescheduling any exams. The results have been out, and there's no cyber breach. That this thing is perfect. Their system is perfect, and nothing is wrong with it.
Okay, moving on now to the Punch. EFCC raised speculators as Naira drops to 1,500 Naira to the dollar. Minimum wage, Labour insists on May 31st deadline. JAM releases more UTME results. Police say banker stole customers 650 million Naira. Fubara tackles Wike over Rivers' heavy debt. Policy blitz, Tinubu unveils 21 major initiatives after marathon effect meeting. Okay, which story? In Punch.
Okay, so I have the police say banker stole customers 650 million Naira, and it's all about this Japa syndrome that is happening. So they said the Osun State Police Command on Tuesday said it had arrested a manager in one of the branches of a first-generation bank in Osogbo. The statement says that its efforts to get rid of criminal elements from the state has arrested a serial fraudster, one Adeni Sunday Talabi, male, 47 years, a resident of Army Barracks area, Kelebe Irabiji Road, Oshobo, a manager in one of the First Bank PLC branches in Oshobo, for an offense of fraud, obtaining money under false printers, conversion and stealing amounting to the sum of 650 million naira in an illegal product called proof of funds, which involved a total number of 35 victims. I think these proof of funds are usually for people who are traveling abroad for school. So they need that document as one of the evidence for payment. So he now said that it's worthy to note that the said suspect has been suspended by the First Bank. Investigation into the case has since commenced, and the suspect and his accomplice will be charged to court.
Okay. All right.
So I have the major headline. So the EFCC has started to raid, some BDCs and Naira, foreign currency speculators or Naira speculators. They clamped down on some BDCs in Abuja, Lagos, Kano, and Port Harcourt. And this is because the Naira dropped again as against the US dollars. They also had done this over the last week. They said the activities of these speculators in the forex market and digital cryptocurrency space have repeatedly increased pressure on the Naira, and the government is accusing the crypto traders of speculating against the national currency. If this is how we make money and it's causing a burden on our national interest, I think people should start to look for other means, to make money.
Okay, so the president had a marathon meeting that started on Monday and ended on Tuesday. An unprecedented FEC meeting where several policies were immediately put in place to ease doing business in Nigeria and also to stir up the economy, one of which was the 48-hour visa policy. According to, I think it was the Minister of Information and National Orientation was speaking, Muhammad Idris, said the FEC was reviewing its visa regime to enable persons who wish to invest in Nigeria to obtain their visa within 48 hours. This has been a major problem for lots of people coming to the country. Said it includes e-visa platform, which has already been discussed. Also, they said that they were losing, first Yamo, who is the Minister of Aviation, was saying that the aviation was losing 10 billion annually because VIPs were not refusing to pay their own levies and access tolls. So the minister said that at the FEC meeting was also agreed that the ministry was scrapping all exemptions for all the very important persons and government officials using airports nationwide. So going forward, even the president said himself and the VP, everybody must pay the required access toll parking fees at the airport. Furthermore, there were quite a lot of them. I think there was a 2 trillion naira mortgage initiative, ban on sand dredging 10 kilometers from bridges, new Lagos airport recovery system, 90,000 kilometers of fiber optic cable, $7 million US tech hub for Nigerians, 51 billion naira Abuja airport terminals, and so much more. And
the meeting was that long,
but yeah, it shows that quite a bit was approved. But I'm happy that this was discussed, but it's now about implementation. It's one thing to approve, it's now seeing how is it going to be implemented and how effective and efficient would it be for our economy. Let's go on a short break. When we come back, we'll continue with our review. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
In line with our mandate to ensure energy sufficiency, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited invites the public to the presidential commissioning of 3 critical gas infrastructure projects. The Ano gas processing plant, designed to process 300 million standard cubic feet of gas daily, located in Asa, Imo State. The 23.3-kilometer 36-inch gas pipeline from Asa North to Ohaji South Primary Treatment Facility to OB3 Custody Transfer Metering Station in River State.
So, have you ever wondered what happens behind the curtains of a man's mind? Or perhaps you're one of those who wonder what men talk about when they gather. Well, here goes. Imagine what it takes to put together the perfect cocktail, or maybe mocktail. We need a bit of sports, a sprinkling of current affairs, some very deep topical issues, and last but not the least, a healthy dose of grumbling of those we love to hate. And yes, you guessed it, women. So, if you catch the drift, then you're onto something. We will provide you with the right insights into most of your curiosities, right here within this beautiful cocktail we call the Black Table.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome the grand comedian of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Gbenga Adeyinka the First. OJ right here, 7 of 7, like you already know.
Gbenga right here, 7 of 7, like I'm beginning to know.
It's now time for the questions.
You don't scare me one bit. Bata bata, I go drink. So.
Okay. So now one chance for enter. My first question. Do you remember the
Thanks for staying with us. We're still reviewing Punch. Dr. had a story.
Yes, I had a story concerning minimum wage. If you recollect, in January, the president and the vice president had set up this tripartite meeting, committee that included the federal government, state government, private sector, organized labor, and the panel was to recommend a new national minimum wage for the country. This was from 30th of January. Until now, they've not gotten a figure that is acceptable by all. They had a meeting on, they are supposed to resume meeting today, 15th of May. And in that meeting, the NLC is still insisting that their proposed minimum wage should be 615,000 naira. And that the deadline is for May 31st for them to agree on that. TUC had agreed that they were proposing that the minimum wage should be 5 for Southwest, different from for Southeast. Southwest, TUC feels 447,000 naira is good. North Central are demanding 709. Everybody is making demands on what they feel is a suitable minimum wage based on the current cost of living within Nigeria. And they are expecting that after the meeting, there was a long break between the last meeting and this one starting today. And we're hoping that they'll be able to find I feel like NLC and TUC should be more realistic about what is obtainable, what can be delivered, so that when we're aiming for so high, I'm sure they are negotiating, hoping that anyhow it will end at like maybe 300 or 250 or something. But let's be realistic, so that the people that you are really fighting for can get the benefits of the fight you are fighting.
And if market women knows that the minimum wage is now 500,000, I think they'll still sell their rice at of course, the rice is not going to be 200,000.
I don't know how they expect me to do minimum wage.
Daily Sun. ASU issues strike notice. Abia government drags Ikpeazu to EFCC. Leah Sharebu Chibok girls. Christian group stages protest. Tasks FG to rescue abducted schoolgirls. Traditional ruler, 2 others killed, 17 houses and 10 bikes burnt over land dispute in Benue. O2 secures $3.5 billion Afrexim Bank funding for Bakassi Deep Seaport. 20 trillion naira pension funds to go into housing infrastructure, says federal government. An alleged 19.4 billion naira fraud. EFCC to arraign Sirika brother on fresh charges. Story?
I have the ASU story.
Okay, go ahead.
So along with the one where NSC they do now, ASU is looking to, saying they will shut down the universities if their terms are not met. They are asking the federal government to reconstitute the governing councils of universities and also meet all their other demands. But this one is scary. The ASU president, Professor Emmanuel Shodoke, was saying at the press conference yesterday that imagine the level of illegalities and impunity going on in the universities. He said the vice chancellors are practically running the institutions like sole administrators. I'm shocked that this is happening. That's an illegality that can only happen in Nigeria. Several decisions that ought to be taken by the council, the governing council of the school, are taken by the VCs, some of them claiming that they have the approval of the Minister of Education. Sadly, the presidential directive early in the year, despite the presidential directive early in the year, our members are still being paid through the IPPS platform, and this has inflicted unprecedented hardship on our members. This, the one about IPPIS, I'm shocked that, they've not affected it because the president was clear as to the situation. But the governing councils of universities are very important checks on the VCs. So I'm shocked that this is also happening. But this is not a matter of strike or stalling the education of anybody. They should seek the right audience for Minister for Labour and reverse any such thing.
Yeah. So the Minister of Finance and the Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Mr. Wale Edun, has said that there's 20 trillion naira available in Nigeria through pensioners. He says that the federal government is they are unveiling a strategic initiative to harness the 20 trillion naira pension fund and other locally available resources for infrastructure development in Nigeria. According to him, yes, they're looking to seek foreign investment. However, because of the available money here, in partnership with private sector, they're hoping to have a meeting with the private sector to see how they can harness some of these funds that is available locally here to build roads and develop key infrastructure that can actually kickstart and push up the economy. And to emphasize the resilience of Nigerians, the wealth of long-term funds within the country. He said by collaborating with the private sector, the government aims to initiate projects that would fuel economic growth and create employment opportunities.
So it's important. But I have another story. A group of Christians, under the group of Christian Solidarity Worldwide Nigeria, yesterday started a peaceful protest in Kaduna State demanding the release of all the kidnapped children. Said it started in 2014 with Chibok. A few of them have been released. Some have now naturalized into the community. And he said later they went into Dapchi. The boys also were kidnapped. That Lia Sharibu, they mentioned specific name, Lia Sharibu should be released. Mentioned that a list of free Alice, free Lillian, free remaining Chibok girls, free the 16 people kidnapped in Golden Gora, and rescue all those in captivity. Education is not a crime, and rescue our children, that the government should act now. The reason they're doing this, according to the organizers, was because they feel like some of these children have been abandoned, like people have forgotten about them. We have the signpost children, and we have some that people are not even aware they were kidnapped, but are still under the kidnappers' custody, and they're asking that the security operatives should do what they are meant to do. Security is the right of all children. Education is not going to thrive if kidnapping and people that have been kidnapped are not rescued. Right. So,
okay. Our final paper for this month. Do you have any story, Inson?
I have the Benue monarch, 2 others killed, 17 houses, 10 bikes burnt over land disputes. 3 people, including a traditional ruler, were reportedly killed following a land dispute between the people of Amla in Utupo local government area and Okete people in Ohimini local government area. This dispute has lingered for about 3 to 4 years, heightened at the weekend, claiming the lives of 3 people from both communities, while property worth millions of naira were destroyed, bikes and homes, and then they are all displaced now. So they are now seeking that the government should please come intervene. It's a land dispute. Right. So they are asking the government to come intervene and help in bringing peace to that little community.
Final paper, Vanguard, has found a story of not taking Edo Guba, no collection of PVCs by proxy. INEC tells Edo and Ondo electorate. ASU threatens nationwide strike over absence of varsity governing councils. Fubara laments debts owed contractors by Wike's administration. Tinubu Shetima now to pay toll gate fees at airports, says federal government. Some foreign missions charge in dollars determine own forex rate, says EFCC. Manufacturers spend more on security than taxes, says MAN. And FG calls committee meeting. Labour insists on May 31st deadline. Okay, which story?
This will concern Labour. The Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, the DG of the body, Shegun Ajayi Kadri, was being interviewed, and he was complaining about how they have to also carry the cost of securing their businesses.
Yeah.
He said over 56 to 60% of their businesses or their members in the Northeast have already closed business. They have locked shop because along with the taxes they have to pay, along with the new tariff, increased tariff for electricity, along with all of those things, the continuous cost of security, because that one is not a cost you pay one-off. You continue doing it daily. You have to foot that. And I think it's resolvable. It's something they can address. The IGP should sit with them. The Labour should sit with them. These are important issues. Because we're talking about employment. If these businesses continue to shut down, people will continue to lose jobs, livelihoods, and the economy will continue to be.
How do you plan to pay minimum?
Exactly.
I read it.
And in the farms.
Report too. Okumu Oil was saying that they are spending billions on funding security challenges within the place. So, and businesses that are paying taxes shouldn't be the ones.
So even our foreign investment that we are seeking will not come if they continue to have this kind of thing.
Okay, and even the farmers.
Yes, Wike and Fubara.
Yeah,
So,
wait for you.
I've been following for this story because the governor of River State is now taking head-on attack on the former governor. Said that several of the projects he has done, people are now coming to ask him for balance. He did not pay. He said, Mr. Project did not finish paying for the previous governor. The last governor did not finish paying for a lot of the projects. And a lot of the projects, including 12 flyovers, and he invited dignitaries to come and see the commissioning. They were not completely paid for. He also claimed that there were projects that are ongoing, that he is packing it together, the list of all the debts that were left for him, and he would unveil it.
Who doesn't have debts, though? I mean, people pay in installments. We don't.
Isn't government
he said he didn't want to talk because he was part of the system.
Yeah.
But they keep pushing him to talk. And I will say it so that people will know the true situation of things and be properly informed.
Lagos State has.
I pity the people
because he's Fubara. Of course, it's because he's Wike now.
Well, the people of River State now know one shit. When your backup singers have become the main singers, soon coach. I don't understand. They are not governing that. He was the backup singer for Wike now. That time they paying them, they treat us. Now soon have changed.
Not because they was not the accountant general.
Yes, now.
They pay.
This thing shock me. I've just been seeing people of River State that no governance is happening in that state. They are not breaking House of Assembly. They are fighting Wike. This one is
fighting different people.
They say they are fighting.
State is not working. They are just doing video. They are just distracting the people.
Break. It's not a hot topic.
That's all right.
Let us face our fronts. We'll go on a break. We'll come back. We continue with the show. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome the grand comedian of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Gbenga Adeyinka the First. OJ right here, 7 of 7, like you already know.
Gbenga right here, 7 of 7, like I'm beginning to know.
It's now time for the questions.
You don't scare me one bit. Bata, I go drink. So.
Okay. So now one chance for enter. My first question. Do you remember the names of the winners of that edition of StarQuest?
Of course I do.
Why do you?
And I hate myself for this. Because I have this question for you. Final question. No. Where outside Nigeria and what year? Think you're the only one that can be wicked.
I am thinking, because I know back in the day.
Don't think. Answer my question quick. You are thinking too much. I don't like it.
The UK.
Final answer. Okay. I said, God, please. let me to perform outside Nigeria.
Wait.
And God gave me a show in Ghana. Drink, my friend, drink. I don't
overthink this thing. See where I can.
Yes, you overthink him.
I would say you should catwalk.
Let's catwalk now. Where are we?
No, that's not catwalking.
That's good talking.
So, have you ever wondered what happens behind the curtains of a man's mind? Or perhaps you're one of those who wonder what men talk about when they gather. Well, here goes. Imagine what it takes to put together the perfect cocktail. Or maybe mocktail. We need a bit of sports, a sprinkling of current affairs, some very deep topical issues, and last but not the least, a healthy dose of grumbling of those we love to hate. And yes, you guessed it, women. So, if you catch the drift, then you're onto something. We will provide you with the right insights into most of your curiosities right here within this beautiful cocktail we call the Black Table. So, have you ever wondered what happens behind the curtains of a man's mind? Or perhaps you're one of those.
Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome. Curious? Then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Thanks for staying with us. So we have with us a friend of the house, Dr. Olumide Emmanuel. He'll be sharing with us some mouth-watering deals he's offering ahead of his 54th birthday celebration. He's offering a whooping discount of 50% of all prospective buyers of land in Abuja and Lagos. We can't wait to hear the deals, but we're always excited to have the CEO of Common Sense Group with us, Dr. Olumide Emmanuel. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Good to have you.
Yeah. Let me officially welcome Ramatu. Welcome for joining us
welcome,
on our
Ramatu.
platform.
Thank you.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank
Be
you,
later.
sir.
You know, there are only 2 months in the year, May and all of that. We are happy. So on Monday, I'm going to be 54 years old. And in preparation for that, I've just been thinking, every time you just think, how can you give back, what can you do? And in 1997, 98, I started my journey on wealth creation. I realized that real estate is very important. So bought my first land in 1998, and since then the journey started. So by 2021, we started doing more to try to help people. So I've gotten, as a company, we have lands in different places for land banking. So from time to time, we just bring out some to sell. We go back again and sit down. So for my 54th birthday, I'm offering 54 plots.
Hey.
In 2 of our estates for 50% discount to as many people that will be able to take advantage of that. Because if you look at what's happening in the economy right now, a lot of people have money in the bank and the money is just dying because of devaluation, inflation and all those. So I say to people, instead of cash banking, do land banking.
So I see some maps on the phone. What's that about?
Yeah, those are the layouts. So we have 2 estates I'm offering people to take advantage. One is in Ikorodu, it's Parable Gardens in Ikorodu, so that the CFOR of all the documents and the layout. So each of the estates has what we call in Lagos, or this southwest part, we call it CFO. Okay. And then in the north, Abuja, Nasarawa, they have what they call RFO. So the one in Lagos is Parable Gardens, Ikorodu. It's a 50-acre estate, and taking advantage of the Fort Milan Bridge. We went there in 2001. I bought this land, 150 acres, in 2001 because of Fort Milan Bridge. And when the bridge kept delaying, I said, no, don't sell or wait. So we waited. So we have been waiting. We just sell small. We go back again. So right now, we're just releasing 54 plots.
That's the picture of the...
This is Abuja. Wow. This is Genesis Estate. So we have Dream City, Parable Gardens in Ikorodu, and then we have Genesis Estate in Abuja. So Genesis Estate is in New Cairo behind Bingham University, and it has RFO. They both have government-approved layouts. And they have, massive prospect for those that want to take advantage of. So a plot of land in that place now is 6 million. And that's apart from your documentation, developmental. But what I'm doing right now is offering 50% discount. So it will just be 3 million. And then we are waiving documentation, developmental, everything. So with 3 million, all inclusive, no hidden charges, nothing.
Really?
You pay 3 million and you have a plot of land either in Ikorodu or Abuja. 2 things I'm offering, apart from the land, I'm giving you 2 years. So that once you buy the land, you have 2 years to realize 2 years land banking. So for the next 2 years, you can now begin to think of whether you want to resell or you want to build on it. But after 2 years, I will start charging you maintenance and security. So I can't keep land for you forever. So, but 54 people take advantage of this. If you want to go for visitation, you want to check all the documentation. I always say to people, investigate before you invest. So don't believe me. Call your lawyer, ask for the CFO, go and verify. Ask for the RFO, go and verify.
Go to government.
But anything you want to do before the end of this month, because I'm giving people just 90 days. You have to make a deposit this month before the end of this month for me to be sure you are done. And I give you 90 days to balance up. So even if you don't have the 3 million, just pay 1 million, 1 million every month. In 3 months, you are done. And then you'll be able to relax. So they should call all the numbers and come and enjoy. And then if you cannot buy land, go to my website, olumidemane.org. I'm giving one of my books free for everybody. 50 common money mistakes to avoid.
Wow.
So the book and the 3-part video, absolutely free. Go and download. So if you can't buy land, that's my birthday gift.
Fantastic.
What documents do you have for your estate?
Yeah, we have CFO, and then we have government approved layout. So for when you buy a land, first thing you do, apart from getting all the receipt and MOU or deed of assignment or whatever, the first thing you do is to go and do what is called a perimeter survey. So and you register. So we have registered perimeter survey for each of the estates. Number 2, we now went ahead to do a layout, and we went to government to approve the layout. So it's not just a layout, it's a government-approved layout, which means there are places here marked for commercial, market, hospital. So you cannot buy residential and build commercial. You can't buy commercial, so it's there. Because you have people that will buy land and maybe 30 years time, they want to change it to commercial, they want to go and do change of use. No, this is government-approved layout. So it's in the government document that there is an estate here and it's been approved for so and so. And then we have CFO for Ikorodu and RFO for Abuja.
Yeah. So I just feel I totally understand everything you just said. The only reason I'm going to be asking this question is because of those at home who probably do not understand the value of this discount and the investment. You mentioned that you were selling your this estate in Ikorodu originally for 6 million. Can you give an idea of what other properties within that area go for, so people see the mileage of the huge discounts they are getting by buying at
now this estate is in Ikorodu Shagamu Road, you have, you know, where you have Odogunyo, you have the PZ, you have Italo, you have Ogijo. That's where the estate is. And if you look at lands in that area, just go and do your research by yourself. You cannot get a plot of land in that area for anything less than 10 million. So we sell a plot of land for 6 million. Apart from that, you pay for documentation. Then you still pay for developmental, which will still take you towards the 10. But now I'm just, okay, let's just do 50%. Let people just buy and keep, so that at least within the next year, because if you look at Naira, the way the Naira is going, people have money in the bank, they are afraid. But the money is being devalued. So instead of keeping your money in the bank as cash, keep it in the land. Because imagine that you have 10 million last year and you put it in land. Imagine how much the land will be now. But 10 million last year is not 10 million this year. Just in the last 5 months, we've seen what has happened to our country. So that's what people should do. And one of the things I will advise people to also do is, they said this to me this morning, that I should give opportunity to people that may not want to buy one plot, because our plot size is 450 square meters. So they said, why not offer a smaller size? So we're going to do 250 square meters for people that cannot do the 450 square meters. And instead of that 3 million, you will now be paying 1.5. So you now have options. So you can either do the 1.5, that means you pay 500, 500, 500, or you do the other one. So,
So the Abuja and the Lagos properties, what are the other, okay, for Lagos, you said the Fort Mainland Bridge is what it is.
That's the main catch.
So
I mean, but they say they are going to start at least in 2 years. We will see how far it has gone.
I think they started, the former SAO works.
Yeah, because with that one, we know that at least within the next 2 years, the Ikorodu is another level.
Aside that, Fort Mainland,
aside I say, our estate is right on the other side of a place on the Lagos-Ibadan Express Road called Arepo. A plot of land in Arepo now, you're talking between 30 to 50 million, depending on the area you're looking at. And we are just across the other side. We have approval to do the bridge. We're looking for investors, so we're going to do a bridge from that estate to us. So that means this estate we're talking about now, sometime in the nearest future, you are going to be moving from there into Arepo. So that place will be less than 10 minutes from Lagos-Ibadan Express Road. So you'll be coming out inside what they call journalist estate, Arepo, where you have all this bunkering that used to take place. So because the military point at Arepo lands at our estate on the other side. It's just that bridge, that water. And we have approval to do it, but we don't want to use our funds. We're looking for investors. So that's another major reason why people.
The one in Abuja, what other?
Abuja, BM University. Go and study. BM University is an Equa university that started after we got there. We didn't know the university was going to be there. That became a major, marketing for us. So we are right behind the university. If you know Redeem, like you have Redeem camp here, you have Redeem camp on that side also, which is far. Then like you have Canaan land here, you have what they call Goshen City, which is like they have massive, and all those are after our estate. Our estate is closer to Yaya than all those also. It's a massive, but these are developed area. So there is under local government. So
I saw a layout. So if I buy, are you going to allocate, or I can pick where I want?
No, you can't pick. We're going to be the one to allocate.
Because people have already got.
So how fast are paper allocations?
If you complete your payment, you get allocation within 7 days. Physical allocation within 2 weeks. Your survey within 1 month. So we do, because the documentation, the allocation is done within the office. So within 7 days, we just allocate you. But within 2 weeks, you now have to find your way.
What if I want outside, not inside?
No, you can't choose. You can't choose.
You don't have choice. You're waiving the government fees. So in 2 years, what do you expect? Right now, that place now is not residential. I don't expect to go and build there in 2 years.
No, you can't. People are living. There are tenants in our estate. So you can't. You see, the issue is if you want to buy, don't be lazy. People are sometimes lazy. If you want to put your money somewhere, Ikorodu is here. If you know anybody in Abuja, say, I beg one man to come for them, go help me verify you. Don't just believe because somebody came to
let me get my question right.
Ikorodu one, people are living inside there already. So it's not a bush. You can build now and parking. People are living there. The Abuja one is the one that people are not living, but houses are there that people are building. They have not completed. So if you want to move in, you move in. It's not that. But we are just saying 2 years.
What can I do to get corner piece?
I can't guarantee.
Okay, how can someone who doesn't have
I can't guarantee.
There must be consent.
When we get to that bridge, we'll discuss it, but I can't guarantee.
Okay, so
you can't choose where we are the one to choose, but we can discuss it. It's not.
We have to wrap up, sir.
Okay, so how can someone who doesn't have money take advantage of this?
You look for other opportunities. That means, see, every opportunity is not for you. The way life operates, I keep teaching this thing. How do you know if an opportunity is for you? Number one, if you have the money when you are hearing about the opportunity is for you. If you can get the money within the life cycle of that opportunity, the opportunity is for you. So if you have money now, as I'm talking now, you have either 3 million or 1.5. That means this is for you. If you don't have, but you can go and quickly borrow, or you can go and quickly collect from one, or pull out from one investment to put into another one within the next, today's what? Between at the end of this month. If you can do that so that you can pay your deposit, then the opportunity. If not, it's not for you. Another one will come.
One of the issues people have is the fact that, so some people buy land in those bush, you know, and there's what they call land banking, and you forget about it, and nothing happens, and there's somewhere at the back of your mind thinking, I hope I made the right investments. Yes. What you're saying with this one is that it's not one of those bush places.
No, it's not.
It's somewhere that you can actually go there. Yeah. But what if you don't have money in 2 years to build? You're going to be charging the person.
In 2 years
to build.
Because for instance, right now we have people in our estate that have lands. Okay. When you buy land from us, from the application form, first contact, all the conditions are there. You know, there's no secrets.
Okay.
That this land, we don't do land banking of eternity. You have maximum of this. We give you number of years, and that's what will be on your land. So anybody buying this one now, the allocation we carry from the day they allocate, not from the day they pay, from the day of fiscal allocation. That's when your 2 years will start.
Okay.
We say from today, as you are collecting, you have 2 years. If at the end of 2 years you don't develop, you start paying 10,000 per month. Because it takes money to maintain estates. Every year we have to go clear bush, open road. Who will pay for that?
Somebody cannot buy land clip for in China.
No, you can do that for other land. This is an estate. It's a communal thing. If you don't pay, other people will have to be paying for you. It will become...
Your time has passed, so let me wrap up with this, but just find out what's the time. So just reiterate the upper case for those who are just tuning in right now.
Get the number. What you should be collecting now is those phone numbers.
Take a picture of the screen.
So take a picture of the screen and get those phone numbers and then call. So that if there is anything you need clarification about, call those numbers. If for any reason they are not picking, just send the text. Because some people will be flashing. Send the text. It's just 4 naira. I don't think it has changed. Just send the text or even a WhatsApp. Say, please, I'm interested in this land that they are talking about. Can you give me information? They will call you back. We are committed to calling you back. Do that. For those that don't have money, go to my website, www.olumdeemmanuel.org.
In case you're
free video.
In case you're 54 plus are exhausted, can somebody still slide in and say,
no, there's not like we have
to make the payment sharp. Because
this land is 10 million. His birthday, I will keep it again, maybe another 5 years' time. When I'm 60 or whatever, I'll come back again.
I release some more.
I've waited for 24 years to make money from 4 million. You want me to lose money like that?
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Olumide. It's always a pleasure having you. I'm wishing you the best on this, your birthday. I hope you're invited for a party. You're having a party?
I trust him. I do birthday every 5 years.
Oh, that'd be sure.
Okay.
So next year, get ready.
Friday, 55.
Everywhere, 55, 60, 65, every 5 years. I don't do another birthday.
Okay. Let's go on a break now. We'll come back with our hot topic. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
How do you make a complete meal in minutes?
Try AdMe. Done.
How do you make a tasty meal tastier?
Try AdMe. Done.
AdMe, with its nutritional blend of vegetables, protein, and seasoning, gives your meal that final touch.
Done!
Hi.
You don't know when you have bacteria breath, and bacteria may be the cause of it. Don't let bacteria breath get all the attention. Use Close-Up with antibacterial zinc. Close-Up helps get rid of bacteria breath.
I am always thinking about your well-being. One sachet of Cerelac Junior with Iron Plus a day provides 50% of your child's daily iron needs to support proper growth and learning. Cerelac Junior, it's all good, Mom.
Every morning is an opportunity to take your hustle to the next level. Every morning is one day closer to your ambition. So, make every morning count. Cup after cup, morning after morning. Start strong, finish strong. Nescafe. The future belongs to the dreamers, to the doers, to those who are not afraid of the side hustle. It's for those who are ready to turn their passion into something big. And to help keep you revitalized and inspired, Top Tea is with you every step of the way. You are made for more. Find your inspiration. Top Tea, big round bags of flavor.
The time has come to experience the power of faith, music, and praise. This is the Max Urban Gospel Chart Show. Every Sunday from 10 a.m., tune in to catch the pulse-pounding beats and soul-stirring melodies that
Thanks for staying with us. So our hot topic today is a report that we read about the Speaker of the Niger State House of Assembly, Abdul Malik Sarkindaji, has announced plans to marry off 100 female orphans who lost their parents to banditry attacks in Mariga local government area of the state. However, the Minister of Women Affairs, Dr. Uju Kennedy Ohaneye, has petitioned the Inspector General of Police and sought a court injunction to halt the marriage of 100 girls in Niger State. What are your thoughts on this? Although we have reports this morning where the Speaker seemed to have rescinded on his decision to marry off the girls. However, many have also reacted to the hasty response of the Minister vis-a-vis the cultural disposition of the Speaker himself. What are your thoughts on this? You can call us on 081 076 418-679, you can 0902416340. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweet. Let's hear your thoughts on this. When I heard the announcement, the first thing I thought to myself was, okay, I knew lots of people are going to resist this in different ways because people see things differently. What are your own thoughts? Let me start with
Immediately I saw the message. My thought, when I read the report, my first thought was, this is not right. Like, in what world does this make sense? Help me understand how taking care of orphans would be to marry them off. Help me understand how we're not talking empowerment as opposed to how is empowerment marrying off a woman? How is solving the problem of banditry that has made some women orphan be to marry them off? I just didn't get it. I did not understand. So I share in the sentiment of the minister who went ahead to say, stop. Of course, she disagreed with it, but she also said, just stop. Let's not rush into making this public show of funding a wedding ceremony for young children until we confirm there is no underage. And all of them are actually willing to do this, which for me is very good. Now, on the show, they are giving me some other information, but still, I stand on my point of when it comes to empowerment, the most important empowerment that I believe is crucial is education. Empower women to stand on their 2 feet with a man, without a man. If a man is there, an advantage. If a man is not there, I am still able to take care of myself. Marriage is not empowerment. Thank you.
Nima, let me come to you.
What we don't understand, we should seek to understand. As a lawyer, I would say yes, the Child Rights Act must apply. So when they are not underage, we then try to understand the culture and preferences of people. So we've had this, what's it called? This culture of general wedding sponsorship in the North. It's not the first time. Kanduje did it for the entire 4 years. His predecessor did it all his administration, and the North supported it because it's a thing they understand the magnitude of. It's something they will appreciate. Somebody the other day did burial cloth, and his community accepted it. We don't know. We don't understand the culture. You'd seek to understand. I understand that as a mother, the Minister for Women Affairs is, feeling a certain way, but I'd rather that she seeks to understand. What I'm saying is that if they are not underage girls, there's a reward in the culture and religion practice in that area for taking care of orphans. Now, for girls, a certain age of girls must be protected. And in protecting them in that religion and area is to put them under the protection of a man in marriage. We're not in the southwest or southeast where a girl will be left to, to an empowerment will mean that she's walking on her own, she's free to move. Yeah. A girl is considered unprotected and can be abused when she's not under her husband's protection. In Islam, for instance, your mahram, which is your father, brother, all your male close relatives, your father, your brother, maybe your father's brother, your grandfather, I'm trying to remember all the 6 of the list. I hope I'm not forgetting anyone. Are your mahram. But they are missing. The community must do that. And the person that is seeking to protect that girl gets more reward religiously. So maybe the speaker is coming from that point of view. I understand the drama, everybody shouting, no, young girls and all of that. When we say young girls, let's understand the meaning. Okay. If they are under 18, there's a problem. Yeah. If they are above 18, they need a to stand as guardian for them and protect them. The girls themselves, if they feel slighted or they feel abused by this effort, the hair can be advocating. Okay. But when they feel helped and empowered by this effort, what is empowerment to you is different from what is empowerment to me. Let me shock you. When we finished our WAEC in 1999 in school, the first girl to get married got married that year. She was from the southeast. I don't want to mention the state on set, but everybody from my class that year was shocked because we would think that the northern girls in class were the ones to get married first. But for our family, that's what they considered an empowerment. She was married off to the US, sharp. That's what our family wanted. Now, we must discuss the issue of minors when it comes to marriage.
Okay, we'll come to that.
Serious enough.
I know that Dr. Uchi Kennedy Ohaneze she mentioned the Child's Rights Act. She mentioned it in her speech, saying that
so there must be children.
She's assuming. It might not be an assumption because she might have information that we don't have. But based on her own understanding, she says that the Child's Rights Act have been passed across many states and should be looked at before we start allowing these children to be married off. But let me come to you. What are your initial thoughts?
So me, I think that usually when a thing comes like that from the north, the first thing that comes to mind is underage girls. But when I did my own research and I found out that the girls are not underage, actually what happened was that 3 of these girls were preparing to get married. Then these bandits, there was now a bandit attack. They kidnapped their dad and they asked for ransom. So they asked for ransom and then the parents now went to meet the suitors and they told them, the marriage cannot continue. They've asked for ransom. They asked for ransom of 1 million and they don't have that money. So the grooms now went and said, okay, let me try and get some money and then we'll give them. So they did that and then they gave the bandits, but still, the bandits still killed the dad. So those girls have been there, the 3 sisters, they have been there for a very long time. They didn't go ahead with the wedding, with the marriage. So the community, the ruler, and the traditional ruler, and then the Islamic ruler, they now went to go and meet the speaker and they said, please help so that these girls can get married. They are of age because they are above 18. Okay. And that's it's time for them to get married. They are orphans, and the dad died, mother has not been there now. So the speaker now said, okay, he's going to support them. So so the traditional ruler now said, how can you support only 3 people? There are others. And then they now brought 210. He said, no, he cannot do 210. He will just take 100 and sponsor them. Okay. Usually, when we are getting married, there are things that we need to take to our husbands' homes as a lady. So what we do is this: when we are getting married, the man just gets a house He just gets a house. The woman will come, she'll furnish the house. She'll be the one to buy the bed, the chairs.
Really?
Wow.
Yes, TV, everything.
For real?
Yes.
That happened to you?
Yes, that was exactly what we did. Yes. So
love
you do everything. You buy your gas cooker, plates, kitchen things, everything. So that was
that's what the speaker is supporting.
Yes, that's what he's supporting.
Oh, fantastic.
He's supporting that.
Let's watch his response to the Minister of Women Affairs.
I am not threatened by the minister's action. That I must be very, very clear. The minister didn't know how I won my election. She didn't know how I built my political career to this stage. The minister is not from the north. I will never need the minister probably except if one day I will contest for the president of the country. So as it is right now, I'm not threatened by the action of the minister. And whatever this press release would degenerate, that is for the minister to handle. I have told you, I'm a good Samaritan. I respect the federal government. I'm a product of this administration, and I'm APC for that matter. The minister didn't know what I've been doing for my constituent. I'm not going back. Already I have given out my support to those parents through those traditional and religious institutions. And I have told you that I'm not going to claim it back. I have wanted to grace the occasion, but now I will not. I will not reclaim whatever donations I have given. It is never from any constituency project. The minister should please find out who I am. Let her find out that first in the first place. And how I've been supportive to my people since the last 15 years. Let her find out how I've been supportive to them. So this is a good gesture. The people of the community came to me with this help. I have helped them. If the minister has an issue with that, please let her send her team to my constituency. Let her send her team to my local government so that they can bring out those children for her. I don't know them. Like I have told you, the appeal came to me through traditional institutions and traditional leaders. Then is the minister trying to say those people don't know what they are doing? And it was born out of one assistance that I gave to a woman who has lost her husband to banditry. Now our children have the maturity to get married, but she does not have the means to offset the marriage expenses. If that woman had the wisdom to communicate or to get across to me, then what happened to other families that share different experience but do not have the means to get across to me? It's probably what the traditional rulers felt they should come in to appeal to me. They appealed and I have helped them. So it is their choice now. Whoever thinks a child is going to abuse, I'm not aware of that. So they have that to contend with the religious leaders and the traditional institutions that have appealed to me to assist them.
Quite interesting from the speaker. You know?
Yeah, well, I hear culture and tradition.
Yes.
And and I hear and I understand. And I don't seek to invalidate culture and tradition. But I seek that a politician and a leader cannot say, this is what my people want, I will give them what they want. The understanding is to give them not just what they want, but what you believe will help them become better at every point in time. We must keep on pushing this culture trend into modern that is still serving the purpose of the people. So when you say my people want, people can say they want blender, and you give them blender, but you know that the blender will still keep them poor. So rather than give them blender, give them book and tell them that I will feed you while you are learning how to understand this trade. Because giving you blender now will be feeding you today, but it will not take care of you long term. What we have been doing as our politicians do is like, my people want blender, my people want they want noodles, my people want pep. So I give them, but you know you're not solving the real problem. So a leader should seek to solve the core problem, and the core problem solving is banditry.
I like this conversation because it brings me back to what I've always preached on this table. You know, politics is local.
Very
and
local.
We always, I would never stop referencing how we saw things, especially during the elections, because many of the exposed mind, somebody traveled abroad recently and he was going on and on about how everyone was quiet, people are just at work, it's boring, you know, people are here working hard. And it's the reality of that place. Here, we're more communal. I can always go to somebody's house you can even work and pretend you're working and you still get your paid. Abroad, you can't do that. things are different in different places. Here, the people have a need. We must define what is empowerment.
You know, when somebody
define empowerment for me, defining success, defining prosperity.
They are relative things.
In Africa, they are all relative, depending on which lens you are using. Because prosperity to somebody is G-Wagon. Prosperity to another person is just having children and raising
good children.
Prosperity, so why do we keep using the same lens to define every community and development?
When we've taken out the age issue, minority
not there.
consent. Yes. If these girls have consented, because one of the most important ingredients for Islamic marriages is consent of parties. People usually think, no, in Islamic marriage, the girl does not have a consent. In fact, a consent is so important that it invalidates a marriage where it is not taken. If these girls are not screaming, I know Grio, they are not in the minister's face asking for help. This is the help that they want. And the representative that they've elected into office to represent them democratically understands their mindset. If you give these girls, I'm telling you the truth, if you give these girls an empowerment, okay, you learn a skill, start a business, they will come back and ask you, I wasn't married.
Okay, Nima,
because that's the way they're wired.
Nima, I hear you. But if going to what Dr. is saying, if we're trying to move forward as a nation, and we understand the importance
of mindset building,
so we understand the importance of girl child, the importance of womanhood, the fact that when a woman is empowered, a nation is empowered. So as a leader that is elected, I see something a bit better. I say, okay, as a woman, I need you to be better empowered. Yes, I can marry you off, but on the condition that you also get educated. Is that possible?
It's still relative. It's still subjective to person per person.
Community by community.
You have gone exposed, you have seen exposure, you think, oh, go to school, get an empowerment. I have sat with women. Their own goal, you see that family, that they don't even, they are not open to it. Don't waste my time.
And the thing is a circle. It's a circle because their mothers is the same thing. That was what happened.
And that's
the exposure. And then that's what happened to the child. And that's how it goes on and on and on. So the best thing to do is, how do we help these people now? If they are married, how do we now? The Minister of Women Affairs, yes, it's good that she's even going to do something. Let her come. Okay, let me empower these people that are already married. How do we make them get jobs and all? That's what she should start thinking about. Because the culture...
She should start from where he stopped.
Yes, she should start from where he stopped.
Now, these 100 women, this is what we're going to do as Minister of Women Affairs to empower you so that you can be
because marriage is very, very important now, please.
Oh, yeah.
Very important.
And I'm totally not against getting married, though.
Marriage?
No, I'm not. I don't even mind marrying early. What I'm saying is, you cannot give people what they are always asking for. You give people what you believe will best serve them.
Your time.
Sometimes when we are talking, and for politics, it serves politicians to give people what they ask of. I have given you what you ask of. You say you don't want roads. Politicians have said it. You say you don't want roads.
Give me rice.
We should give you food. We have given you food. Who are we serving? Who are you truly serving? You are educated, you have gone abroad, you have seen development, you know where people need is road, but they ask you for rice, and you give them rice, and you don't give them road. That is wickedness. It's wickedness. So if you know these children, that if they get married, that if their husband, God forbid, dies, they have nothing. They will come back and meet you and beg you. You don't empower them, you give them marriage. And in your mind, I've given them what they want, so they cannot hold me accountable.
Let me go.
How does that serve you?
Let's go on a short break. When we come back, we continue this conversation. Stay with us.
So, have you ever wondered what happens behind the curtains of a man's mind? Or perhaps you're one of those who wonder what men talk about when they gather. Well, here goes. Imagine what it takes to put together the perfect cocktail. Or maybe mocktail. We need a bit of sports, a sprinkling of current affairs, some very deep topical issues, and last but not the least, a healthy dose of grumbling of those we love to hate. And yes, you guessed it, women. So, if you catch the drift, then you're onto something. We will provide you with the right insights into most of your curiosities, right here within this beautiful cocktail we call the Black Table. So, have you ever wondered what happens behind the curtains of a man's mind? Or perhaps you're one of those who wonder what men talk about when they gather. Well, here goes. Imagine what it takes to put together the perfect cocktail. Or maybe mocktail. We need a bit of sports, a sprinkling of current affairs, some very deep topical issues, and last but not the least, a healthy dose of grumbling of those we love to hate. And yes, you guessed it, women. So, if you catch the drift, then you're onto something. We will provide you with the right insights into most of your curiosities, right here within this beautiful cocktail we call the Black Table. So, have you ever wondered what happens behind the curtains of a man's mind? Or perhaps you're one of those who wonder what men talk about when they gather. Well, here goes. Imagine what it takes to put together the perfect cocktail. Or maybe mocktail. We need a bit of sports, a sprinkling of current affairs, some very deep topical issues, and last but not the least, a healthy dose of grumbling of those we love to hate. And yes, you guessed it, women. So, if you catch the drift, then you're onto something. We will provide you with the right insights into most of your curiosities, right here within this beautiful cocktail we call the Black Table. So, have you ever wondered what happens behind the curtain?
Usually starts from her safe place.
Yeah.
What is their safe place? How do they think? What are their mindsets like?
They seek to understand first.
Seek to understand first. Interview 2-3 families who are involved in this and see how much they appreciate it. If you take that away and insist that no, it's schooling for them and all of that, would the families appreciate it? Would the girls in turn thank the minister? You know, the custom of the people usually are understood by their representatives. He is from them, he knows them. Sadly, we might not want that kind of empowerment for them immediately. But if it is their way, there's nothing we can do. If you go to every region, they vary. You'll be shocked that this kind of marriage arrangement will work in Cross River. You'll be shocked that families will welcome you that, oh, help us sponsor his wedding cost that is making us sit here. You'll be shocked that if somebody were to offer the cost of dowry to men in the southeast, they will welcome it.
Southwest, sir.
I'm telling you, people are wired differently. Some people think marriage is the goal. And some people think, no, a career is the goal.
But how do we help them otherwise? How do we help them to
understand? But why do we want to help them? Why do we want to define what is, what is their...
They need...
Just a moment. Why do we want to define to them what will fulfill them?
Because we've gone abroad and we've seen...
me too, I have gone abroad.
No,
me, my father, because
I'm your leader. I have seen things different. I understand. But I empower you. Because you are...
Are you coming from our culture or you're coming from a different one?
I'm seeing you as a smart young lady. You have the ability to actually solve Nigeria's problem. But unfortunately, all you see is marriage. I'm saying, as your leader, I want to empower you so you're educated enough to solve the problem that I know you have.
Let me even quote you on this show. We must commend the women who think is to raise their own children. That is their goal.
Absolutely.
And if our goal and dream is, oh, when do I get married? Oh, my father is dead due to banditry. I'd rather just be married. It's a welcome one. I put my help to tailoring. After convincing her, we around 4th business plan. I said, you can't continue to be a help. It's not sustainable. You can't do this for life. I want you to have something you can do for life. Your kids can learn through you. Because I learned trade through my mom and fall back. She sat down, we talked this talk, she looked at me, she nodded her head. I said, okay, go back and give me 4 business plan. She came back, after failing all first 3, I suggested, and came back and said she wants to do tailoring. I put her to tailoring. While I was asking her every day she was going to school, I found out she was only going 2 days a week.
Yeah.
She felt, why are you wasting my time? 2 times.
Remember that story?
I had that experience.
Yeah,
I blamed myself for not asking or leaving her to the thing she was used to because I have wasted money.
Let me take this call from Aminu. Is calling from Kaduna. Good morning, Aminu. You're live. Thanks for calling.
Hello. Good morning.
Morning.
This first-time caller.
Welcome to the show.
Yes, I just want to contribute to your discussion this morning.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Yes, you see, cultural. I am actually from Edo State. To be precise, but born and brought up in Kaduna, and I've been Kaduna in all my life. But let us travel to my place once in a while like that. You get the culture actually different. When it comes to the issue of marriage, Islam has made it clear and specific on the procedure of getting married. The number one is that the concept of the wedding must be sought and obtained. And once the concept of the wedding has been sought and obtained, there's nothing the parents only have to give their concept to, and that is all. If those ladies on their part they have decided they want to marry, even the men that are also involved are not also be forced to go into such marriage. So I don't think there's anything that is wrong with that, and they are based on what I have even read online. What I read online before now was that those ladies were even minor, all those things. But only also discovered that those ladies were major, and 2 of them were even about to get married before their parents were kidnapped, and they now have to resort to the
Thank you very much, Aminu. You know, one of the things, I'll come to you, Ramatu, that we try to do on this show is seek to, and I like that phrase, seek to understand. Because many of us come from our different corners and different prisms and different lenses and see things and want to compel everybody to see things the way we see it, because we believe that, and I've always said it before that, many of us, one of the problems of our country is those of us who have somehow a bit of exposure, or so the middle, I always call them the middle class. Because you go out, you come back and say, this is how it's done, let's build this, let's build that. No, you understand your community first. Seek to understand, because I also give the example that when I started working with the Commissioner for Education in Lagos State, when she came in, she was coming from the private sector, core private sector. She has never done public service. And she was coming into politics for the first time. She came with the mentality of, listen, we're coming to fix it, change things, let's turn to the education around. When she got in there, she understood that they've gone far in the educational system within Lagos State. I respect the system. The system actually can function, it can work. You just have to understand it, what their needs are, how to make the teachers work and come to the classrooms. There's no need of policy tweaking and change, because the policies are already there. So when you come in to understand, it happens a lot also when many of our children go abroad and come back. They come in, it happened to me, Morayo. I came in, I feel as if I want to change everything. I'm coming with new ideas. And they say, Auntie, calm down. I was fired. Calm down. This doesn't work that way. You have a lot of great ideas. Fantastic, because you watched things abroad and want to come and change them here. Do TV, create this. Calm down. Understand how we do things first. It took me a few years of depression to understand I have to see the system, get it, and then know what to do to achieve my own objectives. So it happens. It's the same way. We always think we know how to solve all the problems. But let me come to you, Ramatu.
Okay, so please, permit me. Just saw a tweet. Immaculate Voice saying, Nima, you disappoint me with your submission. If my 17-year-old comes out to say she doesn't want to go to school but she wants to marry, I should grant her request. I left school in JS3. My mom fought that, and now I'm glad. Where in this conversation did I mention a minor and approved it? From the beginning of this conversation till now, where have I mentioned a minor and approved it?
You said from 18 and above, adults. Once
if you did not watch,
children are out of this conversation.
This person has written it and he's gotten replies compending him
So the minister is probably assuming they are children, and at the moment might have reason to think so. So if they are children, we all on this table have agreed that's out of it. But once they are adults, which you are trying to say that, listen, from your own research, you believe they are 18 and above. So that's, we're taking the conversation from there.
Not even
when it comes to you, Ramatu.
Yeah, so what I would have expected from the speaker is this. I know he wants to help, but I would have expected him to go investigate, find out, okay, these girls, because to me, now that he has contributed that money, I don't know of what economic value that thing is to that listen, because marriage is really very, very important in the North, Islamically and culturally. It's very, very important. So I expected that he will investigate and then find out, okay, how else do we help them? After they get married, what else can we
do to support
help them so that they can support?
So we're going somewhere with this conversation. We are meeting each other halfway.
So that
where culturally and from the religious perspective, I will marry you off because it's required. However, because I am your leader.
No, because you want to, not
because
required.
You want to.
Well, who is required?
Because you want to. Because
you want to. Religion. Religion requires.
I'm the one who will choose. In Islam, you must choose, not that it is required.
Okay. Now, because I don't understand the. I don't
Let me
understand.
Pause you for a second. Let me take David. I'll come to you. David from Mushi, you're live. Thanks for calling. Hello, David.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Go ahead, please.
Okay, I just want to say, let's just learn how to respect people's opinions, because everyone knows what is good for them. Thank you.
Just wants to tell us to respect people's opinion.
Okay, go ahead. Okay.
I love having conversations like this because for me, it's not about grandstanding or what is right. I know my beliefs. I know what I strongly support. I'm all for empowerment. I'm all for let us figure out how to always get better and not maintain status quo. So when I don't know what the your religion dictates when it comes to being able to fund your wedding. I know in Christianity they'll say if you know you cannot afford to take care of a family, like you don't get married until you have taken care, you have the financial capacity to take care of as a man. So if a man is going to be getting married in this case, is the conversation around how do we ensure does he have capacity to maintain this family going forward? Because this is one state, and this is not the first state doing wedding. Another state is you do mass wedding. Then now you are organizing to support mass burial. You are not having that level of financial support going to say we are doing mass empowerment. That is not just saying giving them keke napep or giving them okada, but we are truly empowering people to think differently, because it starts in your mind before it can come into your life. My challenge is that your good defense of a culture that is good and a religion that seeks to protect is being exploited by politicians to achieve their own political goal. That's where I have a problem.
Yeah, correct.
Because when politicians sit down and say, the only way I can get re-election, if I say let me do road for them or give them education, they will not vote me back. But if I give them Okada and give them Keke Napep, I will get. If I marry them off, they will say he married up 200 people. To what? How much of our money are you using to do this marriage? That's the part that I also
let's just
do
put
not support.
things in context. You know, is the speaker
I'm going to break? Okay, I come back. I'll conclude.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
How do you make a complete meal in minutes?
Try me. Done.
How do you make a tasty meal tastier?
Try me. Done.
ADME, with its nutritional blend of vegetables, protein, and seasoning, gives your meal that final touch.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked, and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move weigh in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty, erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome Pioneer Positive Force member, dancing queen of the 80s, non-conformist, Afrobeat historian in her right, and long-standing member of the multiple award-winning all-female show Your View, Omoyeni Yeni Anikulapo Kuti, aka YK Power! Ginger.
Yeah, take it.
Today we'll go here.
Hey, I don't read you.
Are you sure?
Ha. I know. I'm not here to answer questions. I'm here to drink.
We're in trouble today.
Wait till your age.
I was close now.
I
said 1975.
He said 73. He said 75. Fellas wasn't even born till 75.
So will I drink half?
You go drink. Take. Make I help you. Russian.
No be half. I try.
Which half? You will make me drink. I'll give you a hint.
Lights in no. Nepa Road. Nepa Road in Abeokuta.
First of all, my brain cannot memorize everything.
A big black bug.
A big black dog.
Bug. A big black bug.
Oh, sorry. A big.
It don't start.
Ọmọ fẹlá. Ọmọ Anikulapo Kuti. Wọ́n rò pé kí ni kékeré yìí.
It's by Audison. It's not by Audison.
Martin Luther King Jr. was born in Atlanta, Georgia, January 15, 1929. The son of a Baptist minister, King received a doctorate degree in theology and in 1955 helped organize the first major protest of the African American civil rights movement, the successful Montgomery bus boycott. King participated in and led marches for the right to vote, desegregation, labor rights, and other civil rights. He advocated civil disobedience and non-violent opposition against segregation in the South, influenced by Mahatma Gandhi. The peaceful protests he led throughout the American South were often met with violence. Nonetheless, Dr. King and his supporters were persistent and the movement gained momentum. Dr. King was a powerful orator. He appealed to Christian and American ideals and won growing support from the federal government and Northern White. In 1963, Bayard Rustin and A. Philip Randolph led the massive march on Washington for jobs and freedom. The event's grand
Thanks for staying with us. We're still discussing this matter. Go ahead.
So my contention with the minister is not one of, with the issue itself is the, the back and forth between the minister and the speaker. I would expect, her reaching out to him to understand better what the objective was, because he's the speaker. He's not the governor who has some state roles to do for them. He's not the governor who has, to amend the policies. If he has passed a bill that compels compulsory education for everybody underage, you will know. This is something about his culture and his people that he's supporting, and we're dragging him to. I don't know.
Do you think she was being emotional? Because part of the people, where leaders have with women, is that when we lead emotionally.
Yes,
we don't go with the facts of the situation. We just want to go on and just talk about the emotions of the situation.
I think it's coming from that point.
Largely emotional. Also, I must commend her But this is where I will encourage her to go. You know, this to change mindset is not a magic wand solution. It is a gradual process. We watched Fumile and Sonkuti, and even at that time, it was a big deal to get women to bring their kids to school. Even in Lagos here, we know families who are living in this exposed city who don't think their kids should be in school. And in Northerners I live with, all their kids have gone all the way to university in this Lagos. So a mindset shift is something that will go gradually. And it's a ministry to do that. To go around those places and encourage. No, it's the same thing.
The same thing.
It's for women. It's women's fight.
Yeah.
And you know, when you empower women, it's a big deal.
Yes.
Now, this is a man thinking, oh, this is what the culture supports. But your own is to come in and do that sensitization, family to family. And not the fights back and forth. You know, but to do a gradual, a sensitization process to change their mindset, to make them say, okay, families, when they take that stand, the speaker will only be able to fund something they support. If he funds a stand against what they support now, they will say he wasted his time and money. So we need to change their mindset, but it has to be gradual. It has to be a process.
Yeah. I think we're going to wrap up on this very soon. Let me take a few calls and then some comments on social media as we wrap up. Let me take this call. Abdul Latif, you're live. Okay. Abdul Latif.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, you're live. Thanks for calling.
Okay. Yeah, I'm a first caller.
First time caller, welcome to the show.
Yeah. I want to contribute to this.
We lost that caller.
So sorry. Comment. I love what Nima said concerning the minister, and I think that we did not talk much about her, but just this one. Not everything needs to come to the media immediately, except you have already tried peaceful, one-on-one reaching out. Both of you are politicians from the same party, within the same governments, and we're hoping to achieve the same goal. A meeting should have, a conversation should have taken place before media will now be hearing it. This quick, let's tweet what happened. I totally disagree with what I just saw on Twitter. No, it's not necessary. Yeah. Sometimes you have that conversation one-on-one and come from a place of, as a minister for women affairs, everything you say reflects on all of us women.
Yes.
So if you are going to discuss this, it would be nice to say that, I've done my investigation. Out of the 100 women, we found out that not all of them were women. Some of them were underaged, so and so number. We discovered that some of them, they don't have skills. You have done a level of work that will not water down the good work you're trying to do.
Fantastic. I love that, Tokwe. So as the Minister of Women Affairs, what I would have liked to hear is, after investigation, we found out that 10 of them are underage. So I'm requesting that these children should not be
exempted. Yes.
Those who were getting married, we've asked for their consent for empowerment, where we've verified their consent to the marriage first. Now that we've gotten their consent, that they're okay with it, we are all now, Women Affairs, we're going to now see what we can do to empower them so that they are self-employed.
You can even even among the ones that are out of, major, ones who are of age, that you have spoken to some of them. Yes, this is how their culture has taught them. But when we spoke to them, they are open to going to school. They are open to waiting. They did not know this aspect. Honorable Speaker, sir, you know that there are some of these girls who would like to go to school. What can you do? Because your ministry is not one to fight. Your ministry is to better their lives. And you must always put that cap on whenever you're going out to find out.
I like the way we started the conversation, how we ended the conversation. Fantastic. So your own philosophy feedback?
Yeah, so I'll just still say that the minister should go ahead with whatever she wants to do and come out positively with good results. But at the same time, it doesn't mean that we are largely educated in the north. We still need to get more educated in the north, and then that region is backward because of the lack of education. It's really very bad. But if she can help the women around there to create awareness and make sure that our women get educated, it's a welcome development.
All right, we have to wrap up on that topic. I think really in a nutshell, we understand first where the speaker is coming from. We understand where his responsibilities to his community and to his religion. We also understand where the Minister of Women Affairs is coming from. And we hope that both of them as leaders can see above the emotions and actually help to resolve and ensure the women are empowered across board, both in marriage and also self-employed. Let's talk about Portable. Next up, I know we have a few more minutes before the end of the show. Portable was arrested yesterday, and his matter is trending on social media. Now, I have to admit that, honestly, I've never been a fan of Portable. Whenever I see his picture, I just scroll past because I don't even understand the guy. I've never understood him.
For
the first time, I was able to I got the video, I think it was sent to us, about him resisting arrest, jumping the gate. Now I'm like, and I'm wondering what's happening here. Then this morning I'm seeing this and I'm wondering, what in the world? So, Nima, let me come to you because I know you're a Portable fan.
Maybe I understand.
Yes.
Yeah. So I understand that he's an artist people love. I don't understand his music. I can't stand the noise.
Yeah.
And so I don't consume such. Yeah. But I know him is popular.
You expect his streets-wise.
Yes. He brings streets-wise. Somebody that went at Bobrisky for being
exactly.
That made the whole this album about it. Can't see police. On the run. He scaled the fence so fast.
Like
hey, they had to drag him. Belt.
He held that gate with one hand.
One time.
Jumped.
And that's fit and agile somebody.
I'm telling you, he has to be on drugs.
He looks very strong.
So me, what came to my mind is that this guy cannot
be ordinary eye.
Not be ordinary eye. You have something.
See, English and Yoruba, you can't be mixing it. Ordinary eye, what does that mean?
No, not be ordinary eye. No. It cannot be plain eye. It's plain eye.
Plain eye.
So he bought a car on a contract of sale basis to pay gradually. So his initial deposit, he took the car, he have carry it and go. Was supposed to be in January, I think about 12 million. The total amount of the car is 27 million. He took this car, used it for a while, and then called the seller to say that this car, I don't like it, it's Pangolo.
After how many months?
Several weeks of having the car. Said it's Pangolo, is this, he had complaints here and there about the car. The seller says, okay, no problem, return car. I would never have advised if that seller was my client to take that car back. But he said, okay, no problem, return, bring everything back, we'll do, and still put it out for sale. And then you now withheld the car. Not only did you withhold it, you refused to pay any of your installments. That was, in the original contract. And there was an undertaking where you had admitted, to how you pay, which is clearly a contract of sale. Now, so the owner of car can go police station and do a petition that they should catch thief for him because he has become a thief. And they help him to come with a warrant of arrest that they put to his face like this. You just to enter police car. Waiting. He's not talking.
Only to struggle.
He's car now. Walk. Instead to be saying, you talk, you will talk it. Now follow. Instead to enter motor and follow police.
He's jumping fence.
That's how this guy jumped fence. They drag him by the belt.
Jumping fence.
Like this inside car. You see him on his jeans belt. That's how they carry him like
the way he's struggling.
Which goes
Street
like
struggling.
What's it called? This is my husband likes to eat.
Bushmeat.
This second of crocodile. What's the other name?
Alligator.
Alligator. That's how they drag him, like alligator.
Please leave Portable alone.
I'm pained because this is part of the Nigerian factor we're trying to preach against. It's one thing to talk about the video. It's another thing to see the lessons behind it. But we are here clamoring. The president is about to start something called the credit, where
I saw it.
And pay later. The idea is that, and because again we see it abroad. So we want to empower Nigerians. Okay, let us replicate it in Nigeria. Pay in installments. And now, this man, obviously, buying this car, was supposed to pay in installments. And he derailed in what he was supposed to pay. So it goes back to nobody who wants to invest or wants to do the same for most Nigerians. They would rather not, because listen, they will default.
No, they will
look for ways to cheat.
Of course, the guy will have said, "Let me collect my money complete."
Yeah, if you
have collected his money complete, now you'll be in any issue.
That's why landlords want to collect
their money complete.
That's why the people want to collect their full money, because Nigerians behave like this.
Yes.
So, Portable, I feel like he's a bit unstable. We've seen him perform in different places, usually very under the influence. He's a very hyper person, and I just, he's not the kind of person I can't even understand. So when I watched the video, for me it was a case of, oh my goodness, this is not the first time he's having a run-in with the police. He's
always running.
Yes, he's had a few run-ins.
He's always having issues.
Here is a breach of contract situation where, when you become when you're popular, people expect that you want to protect your name. They say you have a good name to protect. Now, every time I think about Portable and the name, he's not sending good name. There's no good name anything.
You don't know his brand.
His brand is anyhow brand. But usually when you have built a name or you are a popular figure, you can trade that to get some things. Like, okay, because I know that people know me, I can afford to go and meet facial recognition. But I can buy this car and then I'll pay in installments, and it should be good. Keeping our words. When one person or few other people have disappointed and done things like this, it damages the reputation of many others. Others will now have to do extra to achieve something. This same company that did for you now, another celebrity will go and meet the company, and the company will say,
I'm sorry,
before you're a celebrity, I don't send you. Oh, you are a musician, I don't send you. You are, because somebody had gone ahead and created a system that doesn't work.
Now. Yeah. So many people have come here and they promise
they don't give publicity. They don't give them.
Yeah. So the same thing. We're trying to get a system where the average young man
has
who
access,
graduates from university, has a decent job, can get a house, can buy a car, can have the basic things of life, and that's what they're trying to do. Now, if we are continuing to default on a credit system that should work, if a celebrity who's supposed to have the capacity to pay, because the only reason why that person will give a portable is because you're a celebrity. The person will probably not give someone like me, but because portable, because you're a celebrity. I mean, regular Nigerian, but not like a portable. You will give a portable because this one will not default, and then you default. They won't give regular portables.
But normally, but a normal person, I'm sorry, I am not saying it's not normal, but me, I cannot give portable. If portable should come to me and say, honestly, I can't give somebody like portable because of the kind of person he is.
Already.
Yes. He's not. He has not been in the press like positively. For positive hair. He's not.
So
he has not
been. Portable's brand. You know
no, Portable's brand is Craze.
No. Trouble.
Shaker.
Trouble.
Huaika. That's his word. Huaika.
Father, you like the boy?
I didn't like it. I don't like Father. No, Trouble. I know these things so that when my kids use lines in the house, they'll be shocked that mommy knows. I'm on top of it. Okay. So I know it. So Huaika is his brand line. Scatter it.
Exactly.
Spoil it. Don't mess it for them.
So it's brand policy.
So
it's actually
yes. So to Craze to police station, Craze back is normal. His style.
Okay. So now, understand. Remember
exactly. He's also a superstar recently gifted by another foreign star who did an album with him and gave him all the rights. That album.
Yeah,
so money's supposed to do. That means he has prospects. If you were doing business with somebody like him now, you know that okay, based on the sale of this album, this release album, you can project that you will have money.
Yeah.
So even if you now defaulted, it's my business. I do contract of sale a lot. They will come back. We will redraft another arrangement of installment payments based on your new circumstances, and you will put your checks on each of those payments so that this one you automate. If it's a bank transfer, you automate it that it happens naturally, and you make sure that your bank is funded. You don't allow it to fail. But you know that sadly, this is the third time I'm seeing a contract of sale fail deliberately. There was one I drafted back in 2015. The guarantor that stood for this guy, just because they're UK. Me, all of us, we did not even know that UK too is a country. We thought it was a paradise. Because he was in the UK, the guy who was benefiting from this contract of sale deliberately knew he won't pay this 14 million. He knew that this funding his relative was trying to get for him, standing guarantee for him. He knew he was going to default. He took the money, disappeared, and defaulted. That relative started paying every month till that money completes.
Wow.
So if you see this street thing, people say, I cannot put I don't even stand guarantee for any money arrangement for anybody based on what we have seen.
Yeah.
No matter how credible that person is, put your credibility there.
Let's talk about the part of resisting arrest. Why was he? I mean, first of all, I mean, I must applaud the Nigerian police for having a proper warrant, because we don't usually see that happen. I've never seen the police show warrants of arrest. So I was gladly surprised that they actually have a warrant for his arrest. Fine. Yeah. Now, after the showing the warrant, I think also the police had a bit of skill, because I think the police also jumped. They jumped and ran after him.
See, they knew who they were going to meet.
Exactly. They went about 3 cars or 2 cars. I'm thinking, for just to arrest one person. But then, going back, I was reading the comments. Somebody said education is not a scam. Because they are implying that maybe somebody who was a bit more educated, more level-headed, would react differently. Do you agree? Do you think it's an education thing, or do you think an exposure thing, or do you?
I think so.
Yes, it's part of it.
It's part of it. They react differently.
I know some uneducated people that can be very serious.
So he, like he said, was educated us that he is performing
his craze
according to brand. He's meeting expectations. And
he's delivering the way he's supposed to deliver.
Based on that, I do not think it has to do with education, it has to do with personality. The people that have gone to school, that they also are crazy. Yeah. They believe that, let us scatter it, let's scatter everywhere. That's their brand. So people they behave based on who they are, whether they are educated or not. We had culture. We were reasonable people before Oyinbo came to give us education. We had our own education of respecting our name, knowing where we are from. Understanding that I don't want to be seen like this. What will my parents say? What will my children say? This person is a father. What will my children say when they see clips like this?
Benny. As in marrying plenty.
No one will do wedding.
And I think the case is even a minor case.
What do you do with more than one wife?
No one will do wedding. All of them
are happy.
Once you born pikin, come inside.
Come inside.
You're kidding me?
And the case is a minor case, actually, if you look at it, because it's something that if you had gone to the police station, they will have...
You have renegotiated.
They will have been, yes, they will have been able to...
I agree with a bit of negotiation.
When
so if it comes to say that I cannot afford this thing for now, that let's renegotiate, I will pay you in longer time.
Yes.
Probably would have been able to resolve this without the jumping face and all of that. They probably would have arrested
without the drama. He didn't want them to detect the fact that he might be under the influence.
Okay, that's another thing.
Maybe
that's another thing.
And also, we might be afraid that one cup of shingba I don't have. Or maybe you don't even use the card to stand for loan for something else. You might be afraid of a lot of...
Oh my God, Nima is highly irresponsible.
If you try
that means it's irresponsible.
English now.
And you drop him, you hear count on the floor, it's not a coin.
Like he doesn't have any money actually.
Zero naira.
Just say
doesn't have...
Some people live such a very flamboyant life that they don't have the accounts to back up that flamboyant life. He's on social media, he's always making noise, and we have humored him so much.
Can I ask a question? What do you think the Nigerian youth should learn from this experience? His followers, Nigerian youth who follow him religiously, what do you think they should take away from this? Not just laugh about it, because many of us are laughing about it. They just laugh and move on. But what lessons should they actually learn from this experience?
Portable does not seem to me like someone that lives within his means. Not someone that wants to wait the process. Ordinary small thing like this, he will shout. I saw a video online on one of these blogs where he visited a rich man's house in Abuja. He showed that he owned Rolari. You understand? He did not see wealth before. He mistake it. He showed it as in all over the man's house. He exhibited something else in that house. You know, and
you're following him on social media.
No, I don't have to follow him. He makes the news. Just be on the blogs. Sure, I should call the blogs names. Just be on those blogs. You will see his news. He makes the news. I don't even know his handle online. I don't follow him. But he makes the news all the time. And he's not someone that covers it small. He's like our other that one that had everybody's mommy of Lagos, but he could not have person to stand for him.
Oh, but risky.
So that one risky guy. It's everybody.
So they're both going to be in jail now?
No. This guy.
He's civil. But maybe on first trial when they charge him, caught myself detained in custody because it's a flight risk.
It's a flight risk.
Yes. So they just say detain, and then we meet his.
Lessons stop from for young people.
For me, lessons for younger people is to realize that public validation doesn't make up for bad character. If if you don't learn the lessons at the right time, it will still catch up with you. This thing has been facing some small challenges over the years, having some small skirmishes, not taking responsibility, not being a person of value, not being a person that understands right from wrong and comporting himself well. He's facing the exam now, and he will continue to face it. So some of the things you are skipping and you're thinking, see Portable, Skepta did something with him. He, even in all his craziness, he still got validation on a global scale. It does not invalidate your weaknesses. They will still continue to show up, and it has shown up for Portable now. So hear well and ensure that you do the right things. Don't think that because you have 1 million followers or 500,000 followers, it stops you from being... The police will still carry you anyhow if you disobey the law.
Well, people jump fence all the time. I mean, why? Because right now,
somebody is making this comparison on YouTube. Corey Michael says that they will not treat Naira Marley like that. That one that is a drug addict, they respect them. Now Portable, them go use catch cruise. That's a lie.
Naira Marley did not.
I went to Panti one day for a client. As I was coming in, Naira Marley was coming out. He shows up.
And he comports himself. And when they call him to show up, he shows up. I think that's the education factor. Maybe no.
He has a case.
Just maturity.
He comes to call. He comes for his investigation. When he's invited, he comes. At least those 2 times. I've seen him. And they see the fans are inside the police situation.
Should comport
the
himself.
farms in.
So I think also one of the things I like to take from this is
Irresponsible.
young people must respect constituted authority.
Yes.
We have raised them to defile them. We've raised them to make them think they're unimportant.
I can get away.
I can get away with it. Who is the police? Don't stop me. Yes, the police in some areas have been corrupt for many years. We've all been tired of police harassment and brutality. However, they are still the constituted authority. So when you see a police, the first thing is not to lash back at them or run away from them. It's to, first of all, offer yourself for whatever it is that therefore. Hear them out first. It's very important for you to respect that authority. The uniform they are wearing in itself is what you should respect. Them come to you.
Okay, my own is stay away from drugs. Yes. Stay away from drugs. Don't be under the influence because it's obvious that he was under something. And then
we're assuming, yeah.
Well, okay, let me not assume. Then and another thing is once the police comes to arrest you, just follow them gently. Don't argue, don't struggle, just follow them. It's something that can be solved. It's okay to make mistake. You understand? But just
Bramatu that would beat up a Ikeja disco,
harass police officers,
staff. The same Nigerians that will harass police officers, the same Nigerians that will beat up Lasma, the same Nigerians. So because Portable is a celebrity that we're making look as if it's Portable, but many Nigerians do exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
But what we're saying is wrong.
Yeah.
And I'm happy. I'm not happy that Portable is finding in this situation, but it's helping us to see.
It's not something to be happy or sad about.
He's in a situation that he put himself in by himself. And he's being held responsible. I didn't even bother to read the comment.
This one, I have to take this one.
Go ahead.
Ungumen says, no, Oluwaseun Afolabi says, brotherhood and sisterhood now in jail together. If you know what was trending, you know.
Ima, let me take Osumukari. Portable's attitude and behavior towards the car installment payment is a reflection of the I am smart syndrome of many Nigerians. They borrow and renege on the payment. Banks are worse off. Many took loans from banks and refused to pay or simply disappeared. That was how they killed the People's Bank led by Maria Shukenu and Babatai Sholari. We are our own worst enemies. So Nigerians, same thing with the Anchors Borough. You take money, you just... Same thing with what you win. During Jonathan's period.
Yes, that you win. A lot of people collected it.
Got money and they
never paid back.
Yes. So that's the Nigeria. So who is doing who? We are doing ourselves.
No, we'll change.
We want to strengthen our systems.
That's why
we want to strengthen our police. How do you strengthen your police when you are resisting arrest?
The intention to convert somebody's property to yours without paying is a crime.
Yes.
So it's not like police, because some people say police are seeking to recover the debt. No, this is not what they're doing. They're not doing anything civil.
Yeah.
They're not handling a civil matter. Your intention not to respond, to talk to your creditor, to hold up your side of a contract, is possible conversion.
So I read, so we have to wrap up now, but really, if the police comes to you and gives you a warrant of arrest, the first thing you can do is call your lawyer. Police
will follow them.
You follow them.
Your relatives that were there.
Your lawyer will also meet you there. Yes. Or family members will call a lawyer. You don't have to say anything because you have that right to not say anything. Don't say anything. Follow them. Tell your family members to call a lawyer. The lawyer will be the one to come and engage them. That's the best way. Don't have to risk arrest.
And if you don't have a lawyer
to resist arrest, that's all we can take on today's show.
Follow them still.
See you tomorrow. Bye for now.